Today I got something that's going to make your cutting tasks a whole lot easier. This is the Ormake Whetstone. It's on sale from Obuy, and Obuy is having their sale running from 8 p.m. on the 14th till 11:59 on the 18th. I'm going to tell you all about the sale and show you how this Whetstone works. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So what I got here is a beginner-friendly, dual-sided white water stone featuring a 1,000 grit on one side and a 3,000 on the other. Now, this stone sits firmly in this nice stand here, okay? It consists of a non-slip silicone insert on the bottom, and we'll show you how to use the stone in a second here. We're going to take that off. And a nice non-slip acacia wood base. The base on this is really nice. Another nice part about this base is it gives you the right height for doing their knives. When I'm doing it like this, and I have another stone I will show you in a second. And by the way, this will accept all your other sharpening stones in there, no problem at all. But when you're doing it like this, you just seem a little low. This right here gives you that perfect height where you can just go right across it, nice and smooth. The reason I have this knife out here today is this is a kitchen knife here, and it's extremely dull. So we're going to give it a nice little edge on it. Now, how does a whetstone work? Well, basically what it is this stone is going to soak up water and make it a little bit of a lubricant so that you can sharpen your stones. And you want to keep wetting this as well. So the first thing we're going to do is dump it in some water and let the pores kind of absorb the water. And then, when we're done with that, we're going to keep it in that with this base. I'm going to just keep throwing some water on top as we sharpen our knives. I'm going to teach you how to do the angles on this correctly so you get the right angle on your knife, okay? And I'm going to show you how it all works. But this thing is basically a dual-sided sharpening stone. You have all of your grits for basic pickup, basic kind of edge touch-up. I do have other ones that are a little bit more aggressive. This is a very, very mellow one. If you've got a blade that's really dinged up, okay, you're not going to reprofile it using this. But if you have a blade that you've been out working with all day in the forest, whatever, and it's kind of dull, you've been batoning wood with it, whatever, this will definitely get you right back up to par. And I would recommend using a strop after, and we'll show you what I have put together for a very inexpensive strop. This guy right here, I did a review on this a while back. So we are going to strop it after we're done. But the first order of business here is to explain the sides here. The 1,000 grit edge is perfect for semi-dull blades and sharpening to a rough edge, from a rough edge to a medium edge. The 3,000 is ideal for sharpening from a medium to a sharp edge. You'll notice here the numbers on the side. You've got 1,000 and 3,000, okay? And the higher the numbers, the finer the grit. This one actually has a 6,000 on it. On top here, so that's super fine. That's if you want to get like mirror polish, razor sharp. But we're not going to be using this today. I just want to use this and show you how it works and how well it would work for you. So the first order of business is to soak this, okay? You don't put any oil on this, no matter what anybody tells you. You're going to soak this. Let me move the box out of the way here. And I got a pan of oil set up, a pan of water, right after I tell you, never use oil. So you can take off the bottom. You're going to drag over your water here. And something like this is good because it'll soak right in there. And you're just going to drop your stone in. You will notice some bubbles at the beginning. It'll kind of soak in. See over here in the corner? I don't know if you can see that. How it's bubbling up. You will notice that in the beginning. That's good. You want that to do that. Once it stops doing that, you know it's sufficiently hydrated enough to use. And then you're going to dump this out, okay? And I'm going to put this in here and kind of keep splashing a little water on it just to keep it hydrated. So I'll give you a few minutes to let that all soak in there, and I'll bring you back when it's done. So it's been about 2 minutes now, and it's still bubbling, so we're going to let it go until most of the bubbling is gone. Now, so I want to explain some things to you. Some people will do these underwater or in water. I personally would rather use this and just put some water on top. Just kind of keep re-soaking the stone as I'm using it. You will notice like dirt filling up there on top. You want to rinse that off from time to time. That's actually metal coming off your knife. It looks dirty at first. That's actually the metal coming off your knife. We're going to start with 1,000 grit on here and get us a working edge. Because as you can see, I got some paper towels over here. It won't even cut through them when I'm pushing it. See? It is really dull. It's got some use and abuse in the kitchen. And amazingly enough, I keep all of my outdoor knives super razor sharp where I can shave with them. My kitchen knives I kind of slack off on. So maybe this will help me some. Now, if you guys are worried about using something like this, okay, you're afraid you're going to ruin your good knives, go out to the gas station and get yourself a gas station knife, a cheap beater knife, okay? And or if you have a cheap beater knife that you don't care about, you know, an old M-Tech or something you bought years ago that you know better now not to buy for survival use, go out and you get it and grab it. And I will show you the technique that I use. Now, some people will go like this over it. I prefer, since I'm still new doing this, I've been doing it for a while, but I'm still new, I prefer just one smooth motion. Once I find my angle, I put it flat and find my angle, one smooth motion like that across the top. And we'll show you that once this is done soaking. As you get better, you'll probably be more comfortable with doing it like that. For me, I'm just going to do it one smooth motion across the top just to get the feel of it. All right, I'll bring you back once this is fully done. It's almost there. There's still little bubbles popping up everywhere. And we'll give you a little lesson on how to use it. All right, so what I've done here is I've decided not to put it in here because this isn't a flat surface. You want this as flat as possible. And as you can see, as I'm putting water on there, it's just kind of soaking into the stone. Even with all that soaking, it's still soaking into the stone. That's fine. That's why we're going to keep this out here, because every once in a while, after a couple passes, I'm just going to throw some more water on it. Don't worry about getting the base wet. It will be just fine. It won't do any damage to it. So what I do, okay, there's a million ways to sharpen knives, trust me. And there'll be people on this video telling me I'm crazy, I'm wrong, I shouldn't do it this way. Is I put the knife flat like this, okay? Then I find my angle. And you'll feel the resistance. If you've done this long enough, you'll put it up, you'll actually feel where the edge is. And I can feel right there, okay? So what we're going to do is, as best I can do this without going off camera, just our first pass right about there. There we go. Okay. Just nice and slow. If you're new, there's no need to rush. And as you can tell, I've made some previous mistakes sharpening these knives over the year, but as you can tell, that's just right on the edge. No other damage being done to it. Again, move that out of the way. Add a little water. On this side, flat, okay? Rise it up. You'll feel your edge right there. Okay. Now, this may seem like a slow and tedious process, and believe me, it is. But what we're going to do is I'm going to run this on here for a little while, and I'm going to get myself a nice little edge on this and show you how well this works when it's done. So I'll bring you back in a few minutes once I'm done doing this, because I don't think you want to sit here and watch me do this for 20 minutes, and I'll show you just how well it works. All right, so we're starting to get a semi-decent edge. This actually will cut this thing now. Okay? Starting to cut through. So it's getting better. We're going to take it on the other side now and get a fine edge. And remember, when you're doing this, make sure you get everything flat. So far, this has been really, really easy to use. Again, I'm totally new to this. I mean, I've done this probably about 2 years now. And there are people out there that will teach you far better lessons on how to use a whetstone than me. But it is very easy to use for a newbie, even somebody who's a little still insecure about it. You notice I'm using this knife and not one of my good outdoor knives. So far, I'm impressed because it's been very easy to use. Now we're going on the little bit of the less strong side here, less abrasive side. Let me get that word out. We're just going to run it across like this. Find your edge, tilt up. Now, generally, when you're doing this, your bushcraft and outdoor knives should have a 20 to 25 degree angle on the blade. Your kitchen knife should have anywhere from a 15 to a 17 degree angle for thinner sharpening on the blade. Some of the guys can do this, and they can slice tomatoes like wafer thin, paper thin. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. So let me give it a little time on this one, and I'll bring you back. All right, so we're finally done here. I think I have a pretty nice edge on that. I don't know if you can see that up close. It's nice and smooth. I got a couple little nicks out of the tip here. And I did use that technique. When you're getting nicks out, you can put it like this and do it. Just make sure you keep that angle consistent. If you do one of these things as you're going, your knife's going to get duller, not sharper. And that's one of the things I was very good at doing when I first started doing this. You will notice the little black kind of slurry that builds up here. That's metal. You'll see it all through here. To get rid of that, just going to soak it in there. And yes, this is a very wet, messy process, or wet process. And you'll be nice and clear again. And that's the point of dumping water on here, is to wash that off. So when you're all done, you wash that off. So what I'm going to do here is dry this up now, or wipe it off, I should say, get all the metal and crud off it. Now I'm going to move this out of the way and strop it. Now, Obuy doesn't have any strops over there, but you will be able to pick them up almost anywhere. I have a couple in my Amazon store too. I'm just going to strop it. You never want to push too hard down on the strop. Just a gentle pressure. You're getting rid of the little wires and burrs on the edge. And let me tell you something. I could feel this already getting sharper. This is going to be a pleasure tonight when getting my dinner ready. This thing was really bad. Oh, yeah. Wow. Let's see. Do we get hair shaving? Yeah, look at that. Shave that section right clean off. Yep. And you saw, I see there's the hair on it. You saw how dull that was before. Very impressed with that little sharpener. Again, I'm not an expert, and this thing gave me a very sharp edge from an extremely dull knife that, yes, I do admit, I actually have put it in the dishwasher a few times. I know that's the worst possible thing you can do for a knife. It can ruin the temper of the knife itself. But I gotta say, for this, doing it that way, man, that was super, super easy. I will give it another wipe down here because I got a lot of the metal on it and do a little more stropping. Just a gentle pressure. You don't want to strop down too hard because you'll start to, the leather will kind of bend around the wood and you'll get a crummy edge, or it'll kind of roll the edge in a way. Just a gentle little thing. And the green on here, you see this side isn't treated yet. The green on here is just some polish. There you go. And there you are. Wow. I can't convey how sharp that is on camera, but wow, that thing is incredible. Now I'll show you it cutting through here. See? Tore right through it, no problem at all. So definitely a cool little sharpener. I definitely like this. I'm very, very impressed with how easy it was to use for someone who is still new at using a whetstone. It is a 1,000 to 3,000 grit whetstone from Obuy, and their sale is going to run. There's a ton of stuff on sale, by the way, so definitely check it out. Their sale is going to run from 8 p.m. May 14th, that's today, to midnight p.m. May 18th, that's Eastern Standard Time. So this video will be up in the morning for you guys to get shopping carts ready. Go over there and check it out. They got a lot more gear over there. And I like that they're kind of gearing Obuy more to the camping and outdoors and survival type stuff, and not as much as the Olight. So that's kind of cool about Obuy doing that. So that's the sale. Now this was $34.99, okay? It's now on sale. It's $29.74 during the sale. One of the things I would suggest when you're done with this is just to let it sit out. Dry everything off as best you can. Doesn't have to be bone dry. And, take off the bottom. Let this sit. Now, unless you're going to be using this right away the next day, I wouldn't worry about it. I just let it evaporate, sit out here and evaporate a little. But very nice system, very stable. Even when it got wet, this wasn't sliding around on me too much. It did slide around once. That was about it. So very impressed with the system. Very nice system. And for those of you that are new, you will not believe. I mean, you think these little sharpening systems get your knife sharp? Try it on a whetstone doing it the right way. You will be amazed. I mean, it feels like I could cut my finger without me even knowing. It's so sharp on that edge right there. So definitely an impressive little tool. So I'm very pleased with it. That is the OKNIFE 1,000 to 3,000 grit whetstone. Definitely a cool little thing. You got somebody who's just getting into knives and wants to learn how to use proper whetstones. This is definitely an easy way to do it. And the angle and the having the little stand really helps with the angle. One of the things that I was doing before when I first got mine, using this guy here, I got all this paper over here, using this guy here, is I was kind of, it wasn't the right angle, and I was doing this, and it became duller and duller every time I used it. So with this and the base, very impressive. I have to put that all the way in there. It's not on there. And do remember, when you're putting this in here, make sure it's nice and tight all the way around, snapped in there. And that will give you a solid base right there without any movement at all. So I will leave you the link down below for this. I do have a 10% off code for the sale, and for everything else, it's Iridium242. I will leave that link down as well as the whole Obuy site. So I'm going to leave you the link for this, the site itself, and my discount below. Below that will be our Amazon affiliate store. If there's nothing in the store that you really want to get, just click the link and shop as you do your normal Amazon shopping. We really do appreciate that. Our freeze-dried wholesalers link, don't forget to check him out. I've heard a little rumor that he might have a little bit more of that steak. It might run till Monday, but you guys keep buying him. Who knows? We may not. I thank you all for checking him out and helping him out. He's really working hard to get stock back in stock and expand his factory and hire more workers. He's been working the overnight shift himself personally this whole time that he's been out of stuff. So he is really, I know a couple people the day before were like, oh, he's out of everything. I'm like, didn't you listen to the video? I explained to you what was going on. He got wiped out between myself and a couple other channels. Everybody just bought him out. So Do check him out. He's got amazingly good food. You saw my video the other day where I made some really yummy Dijon chicken. And again, that's the cool part about freeze-dry wholesalers. Everything you want to make, you can make it. There's individual ingredients. There's no prepackaged anything. And under that is our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. On that link, you will find a 3-month food kit, $200 off on it, along with $200 of free survival gear. It just comes with it. So definitely check that out this month. That's the deal. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food stores. Those are the 3 freeze-dried food companies I recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe, keep your knives sharp, and stay prepared.